Praise of Folly said this, but I'm also like in the same, having the same interest, and I was thinking about the same thing, which was that H.P. Lovecraft didn't know about toxoplasmosis, but he wrote a story called The Whisper in Darkness. This part, actually, I didn't know. Okay, Praise of Folly. But I was thinking about this because there was something about cats. It wasn't that called toxoplasmosis, but they said cats could take over the mind and shit. But the Migos are a race of fungal cosmic bats that do excellent surgery. Like, they can put your brain back in your head after they took it out. They can keep your body alive. They can send your brain on a capsule around behind the third moon of Yawgoth, which is like the farthest extent of the universe, right? Where you will acquire all of the like mysteries and knowledge and anything that you ever wanted to know, and come back with like infinite knowledge of like basically everything in the universe and shit. And now after that, why would they become timeshare salesman, vacation salesmen, knocking door to door, or going around knocking on doors and offering for people to get all of this? Well, actually, they would approach and probably select people that they would approach that they could offer that to, and if they wanted to be like, you know, infinite knowledge and everything, it might appeal to some, right? That's why these salesmen had all gone. Like, they had already gone on that excursion. And Toxo can rewire the neurology of any species or organism. Its like its mode of propagating itself and everything. To vie for dominion, right? Like, its genealogy will do like dominate other species, or but this one, our immune system. So the only reason it doesn't dominate our species is because our immune system kicks its ass, right? I mean, it could still be extraterrestrial because it has the ability to do that to every species, to rewire your neural pathways to make you attracted to the scent of a predator, so that you would be drawn toward it and be able to infect the other predator. Like, it'll carry it into a different stage of its proliferation. H.P. Lovecraft was a cat person. He never heard of toxoplasmosis, but he wrote that Whisperer in Darkness. And he is always talking about funguses. Like, they took this movie about cordyceps, came from him. Futurama borrowed from the theme of like what the Migos did with people's brain. They keep celebrities' heads in jars alive, and they on Futurama, and they can be, you know, they can go and look up something or ask a question, or, you know, interact with that celebrity actual head in these jars, right? That's like saying the same thing as Toxos, like rewiring neurology, like extraterrestrial, you know, like the third moon of Yawgoth, like going all the way. Like, that was just like, you know, the waypoint of like the coordinate or whatever that took you through like all of the universe's mysteries and everything. And you travel and you come back with like, I'll imagine what you can use all your knowledge and expertise for, right? Yeah, but they were just like fucking still just salesmen though. Like, it just they just, why would you be a timeshare salesman who like recruits people for that, like if after you've done that? So that would be like the warning sign, you know what I mean, that this is a predatory species of microbial or something. Or they were actually looked like these like lobsters with wings. I mean, they didn't look like lobsters, but they look like some pinkish bat thing that was like, I don't know, like they found like a dead one or something in the hills above Arkham. Like their genes were compromised by the Earth's, some of the pathologies in the Earth's atmosphere degraded their genes, and they couldn't go home, like E.T. Can't phone home, can't go home. Can't go home. But anyways, it's not the same theme, but zombies can be extremely funny because like Uber is what would sound like something a zombie would say, like Uber, like I'm not there, you know what I mean? And Uber is a zombie company. It started out as people ride sharing and they would stand in lines and get picked up by a line of cars that were, like there was enough or more cars that everybody got to work. It didn't fail, so it continued. And then somebody got the idea of having a fleet of cars and kind of take over this operation with this fleet of cars, right? So that's why people didn't line up anymore and have somebody pick them up. And then later on, right, they sold off the cars to I guess the drivers wanted to keep their clientele, so they bought those cars and some stocks that goes with this company that never turned a profit, and there's still people investing in a company that never turned a profit. And I was like, who are these people that are investing in this company, buying their stocks that's never turned a profit? People that just believe that one day they will, and they might have owning one of those cars from that fleet coincides with this stock option or something, that maybe it does something to have these because these stocks in Uber, because you get perks and benefits as a driver. But you know how they say after a company collapse or something, that it'll tell you why in the brand, like the branding, the logo will it's premonition. Okay, the logo doesn't mean anything until that company croaks, dies, right? And then the story of how that company died is freaking blaring through the goddamn logo. And it's Uber, and it's a zombie company. Think of a zombie company like Uber. I keep tripping off that because it's not dead. It's funny that it's a company that stays alive even though it never turns a profit. But there's incentive for drivers to own stock, so it keeps the company alive in a zombie state. And then you see what Uber means. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not hating it. It's just it seems like you have to drive a lot, and you can make $2,000 this month. You have to drive like crazy though, or something. You get a Tesla for working for Uber, but I mean they're gonna get it out of you though. you don't own the Tesla. You get to drive the Tesla, and for your own, like, it's like you keep it, but you can't like take it to. I mean, I'm sure you. I mean, oh, actually, there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to keep it, because you wouldn't take it anywhere that didn't have charging station and shit. But it's like a platform for like a bunch of this kind of stuff. It doesn't mean anything that it doesn't turn a profit. Like, what it is, they reacquired the fleet of cars that was there to replace the people who were just going up and finding ride shares and probably getting chipped out, getting breaded up for it. And so, like, people are making money by working it. By working there, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with having a zombie company.